welcome back to Michael in the Backyard. Well, I made a major purchase. I'm calling it a major purchase because it is for me. I've tried to be pretty frugal for the most part whenever possible. And this is no exception in this case. Behind me you see two brand new toolboxes. And I want to tell you why I did it and why, and the pitfalls and the positives and the negatives and everything in between when looking for a new toolbox. Now, there's all of you out there going, oh wow, it must be nice to be able to just go out and buy. It is nice, but I work my butt off all my life. I've worked hard, I've saved, I've done things, I've earned these. The previous toolboxes I had, and I'll show you what they are. Okay, what we have here is a snap-on toolbox, and I'm guessing it's been around a while because I just pulled a drawer out this morning and noticed Snap-on suggested dealer net prices April 2nd, 1984. I thought that was cool. It was actually back in the bottom of the box. I'm guessing it's been there since it was practically new. So, how long have I had this box? Well, over 30 years myself. I bought it from a guy. Let's just say I traded a guy. He wanted, let's call it a machinist chest like this, bottom and middle piece. Not this one, but one very similar to it. And I told him, I said, you go pick out your toolbox you want at the Kennedy store. And this was just for the middle box here, just for this box here. And I said, I'll buy that for you and I'll take your Snap-on, because I knew the Snap-ons at the time were very expensive. And I'm a machinist slash toolmaker by trade. I've been in supervisory management positions throughout my life. And I didn't care whether this toolbox was red, brown, green, purple, or yellow. Now you look out there, because it used to be like brown and red. That was your machinists were brown, and your tool makers and stuff were brown, and your mechanics all had red toolboxes. Now, there are all kinds of colors of toolboxes out of there. We've broken down the toolbox color barrier. But I've had these a long time. And that also includes this one. This chest I've had for at least 25 plus years, that chest setup. And, well, it's been sitting in this spot right here, in this same spot for a while. And I had it set back here for a while. But these toolboxes have been in my life a long time. And I was just, my wife, my boss, the one I refer to as the boss, said, well, why don't you keep those old boxes? You know, she goes, you need to buy yourself some toolboxes. You deserve them. How many of your wives have said that to you before? You deserve that. That felt pretty good. Honestly, it felt really good. I love her to death. And and then she said, and she was right once again, she said, well, why would you sell those toolboxes, the old ones? She goes, I think you ought to put one out in the shed to keep some tools in. I think and she's not wrong. I've been thinking about it and thinking about it, and sure enough, I have a piece of steel that's been laying out over here for the better part of a lot of years. It's basically 54 inches by 24 inches. Well, guess what that would do for me? That would sit right on top of here. Now, keep in mind, I've cleared out a lot of stuff, and it's amazing what you accumulate. I've cleared out a lot of this, but it's amazing what you accumulate over time. Few loose ends here yet. But for the most part, I've gotten generally everything out of here. A little bit of loose ends here, a little bit there, nothing there. But that steel top will actually fit and overhang this front a little bit. It'll overhang the sides a little bit, and it'd just lay right on top here. I thought about getting a wood top, but wood tops in my environment don't survive very well just because I do a lot of metal stuff. So I think I'm gonna put a steel top on that I have right over there. We'll sand it off smooth and clean and oil it and just get it nice and pretty, as it were. And we're just gonna make this box and this Kennedy hang on here live on. Now the red toolbox up top, this Kennedy here, That's going to my son. I sent my son a text the other night. I said, hey, bud, what of my old toolboxes would you like to have? And he picked the red one. He's a very minimalistic person when it comes to possessions and stuff, but he does have a set of tools, or a few sets of tools that he works on his own vehicles and cars and stuff with. And he said that would sit right on his shelf and he could put his tools in it. I'm like, sweet, it's yours. He's coming down in a couple of weeks to get it. So that's going to him. And then there's these two pieces here. And there again, nice Kennedy toolbox. Something got spilled in there. I'm going to clean that out. Don't store your super clean, just don't store it anywhere that you don't want something to spill off of it, because it will. See, this drawer still has some bicycle stuff in it. Miscellaneous, pretty much empty. So we've gone through and taken out a lot of stuff here. Pretty much this is empty. Now this toolbox I'm going to hang on to as well. I thought about selling these, recouping some of the money I spent on those. But then I thought, why? You're never going to get these boxes for the price I currently have them for, which is paid for many, many decades. So I'm going to hang on to them. The boss was right. Just hang on to them. I'll find spots. I've always tried to optimize everything I do in the shop here. So I'm going to take, and I've been thinking about toolbox for a long time. I walk up, you guys know it. You've done it. You've walked up and down the Harbor Freight aisle. Why is this? I want to get this kind of square for you guys. What's going on here? But anyway, I walked up and down the Harbor Freight aisles, and I'm looking at all their icons and their super fancy, big, giant, behemoth toolboxes, and I'm like, wow, those are awesome. And they're priced the same way. Now, don't get me wrong, they're cheaper than Matco or Snap-on or whatever, but I'll guarantee you the old 35-year-old Snap-on I've got is made of better steel than what I just bought. I shouldn't say better steel, a different gauge. But none of my drawers on that old Snap-on had ball-bearing drawer guides. I'd be curious if they were even invented back then, but they were, because my old Kennedy bottom drawer, which would be your heaviest drawer, has ball-bearing drawer guides. So, with that being said, I started looking. I looked at the 72-inch toolboxes, and here's where the math and some of the things. The sun's starting to try to peek through, ain't it? Starting to give me some bright halo effect here. So we'll just throw this up. Maybe that'll give me a little bit of blockage. But some of the things I was considering is I was like, 72 inches. Well, I measured my current toolboxes. I have, about 67 inches worth of toolbox in length. This is the space I had to fit it in. So I started, and I had extra room on either side. Give you that. Then I started looking at the 72-inch toolbox, and then I looked at the big giant drawers you'd pull out to get to one socket or one thing, giant drawers, and I thought, Then I walked down the aisle at Harbor Freight a little further, and I noticed a 36-inch toolbox was right at $1,050. And I thought, for a double stack like this setup here. And I thought, Then my brain went, aha. And then I got excited. I got excited because I had a revelation, a genius moment, a thought that burst from my mind. 2 36-inch toolboxes would be cheaper than one 72-inch toolbox by like $100 or so bucks. Now this is not on sale, not bargain basement, not they just sidewalk sailed you to death prices. It was cheaper to buy 2 at $2,100 than it was like $2,200 for the 72-inch. Yeah. Did your mind just expand a little bit? Did your mind just get blown? Well, so my brain went to work, and I started looking at features. I started looking at drawer sizes, depth of drawers, and different things of that nature. And that's when I decided, let's go shopping around a little different. So I went to my local big box hardware store. This is called Menards here in the Midwest. And some people think that's funny because it's Menards. It's like I got kicked in Menards. And anyway, they had these. And this is Masterforce brand. I looked at those and I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm thinking out loud. And they got rebates and whatnot. And so the prices are very, very comparable. I would say within $50 of one another and being comparable. That's how close it was. So I wasn't gonna make or break a deal for $50, but so it had to have features that I liked better. Now, the Harbor Freight ones have a little thing underneath here that you gotta slide sideways to open your drawer. You gotta put pressure sideways and then pull. Those are removable, and the drawers will kind of go a little what you feel over center and shut. But I'm like, then I got to remove something. Do I keep it? Do I throw it away? I didn't care for it. It is nice to have the drawer locks in that manner, just because if you did open more than one drawer and things started to tilt, all the rest of the drawers wouldn't come crashing open because it doesn't have that type of protection. Because you can open, like all these, you can open multiple drawers at a time. There's no bar lock to protect yourself. Now, this particular setup does have a clamp in the back that bolts in to hold the top to the bottom. So if you got a good ballast on the bottom, you can open up all these drawers and it's not going to fall over. Possibly, depending. Don't take my word for it. The chances of you getting crushed are pretty good still. So what was the other feature I liked? I liked this one because you just lift the handle. Something you're going to do anyway. You just pull. And then it clips back shut. Well, I like that. I like this color. This is called gunmetal gray. And these are like a metallic little green, dark green, hunter green looking accent. Kind of liked it. It has these lids that you can close and keep your top stuff cleaned out. Most all of them have that. And they got little struts here. Now, the genius was the revelation of 2 boxes versus 1, right? Right. Why? Well, because I can get more box and more drawers. Now, the thing you want to think about, folks, is how do you use your tools? How many tools do you have? How much segregation do you want in your toolbox? Because all them big drawers can be very nice. If you want to open a drawer and have access to everything for sockets and stuff in one drawer, and then open up the next drawer and have all your wrenches. However, think about the tools you have and how you want to use those tools and how you want to organize those tools. Now, for instance, let's get you up here a little closer, and I'm going to show you some stuff I did. And this might help your guys' thought process when you're thinking about your toolbox. Now, here I've got 1/4 and 3/8 ratchets, 1/4 and 3/8 sockets. So when you open this up, now I don't have an excessive amount of sockets, but all these sockets that I have done all the work I do typically. Now, I do have a big set of sockets that are 3/4 inch drive that I bought that I go out and use for my tractor. Well, that lives out in tractor land. And so I thought, well, that's kind of nice because I use this a lot. The 3/8 and 1/4 inch drive stuff I use a lot. And then over here, I've got all my 1/2 inch. Now, as you can see, there's gaps in the 1/2 inch stuff because typically the 1/2 inch stuff, and this isn't completely organized. Don't shoot me down yet. I'm working on it still. I just did this yesterday. But how do you want to separate them? Do you want to open one drawer and get all those exposed to get them? That's your choice. Now here, so like here, I got a pliers drawer now, and I got my vice grip and channel locks separated, which those used to all be piled on top of each other. I got nut drivers and some miscellaneous wrenches and folding. Now, I got me a label maker, and I made me a bunch of labels. So here I got my screwdriver drawer. Everything's laid out nice. I got my tire spoons. Nothing is piled on top of each other here. This is what's nice. I got clevis pens, grease zerks, and whatnot here. And I got, plastic things and metal things, cotter pins, and snap ring pliers. The whole drawer full of snap ring pliers. So that's some of the stuff that I've been doing. And then, you know, down here I got my staple gun, stud finder, stuff like that. You know, I got pneumatic punches and drivers. I've got all my punches back here, and I got these little organizer trays I bought. And not all these trays are full. Then I got my, you know, my micrometer and precision instruments drawer. And, you know, valve spring tools. I've just got it all nicely organized. I got O-rings here. I got room for more stuff here. So that's what I'm talking about, is I've just got all the, you know, I got my steel hammers here and hand reamers, pot rivets. I think we already did that drawer. What do we got here? Voltmeter, timing light, stuff like that. And we got some tool cases, which I have, you know, that I used to have sitting on top of my boxes. They're all down here. I don't have them all labeled because I ran out of, I got some more of this coming. But that's why I did what I did. And the other thing, I really enjoyed the idea of having the multiple drawers, because usually when you get the one top box, you get like a long top box, you get three drawers, you get 9 drawers. You get 9 total. And they're big ones, but here I get 4, I got 8 here and 8 here. I get 16 drawers. Wait a minute. 2. Wait a minute. There's 8. Yeah. So there's 8 drawers. Now, the other feature this one has. Oh, I didn't show you this. This is cool. And this is what sold me on this particular one. Now, both of these don't have it. Look at that. A place to set some things or do some doodads and whatnots is built into this one. No way. Yeah, way. Now, I was at the store leaning on a box just like this one here. This is a 36-inch toolbox. And I was leaning on it, looking at the prices, and I was on the website doing some stuff, and I added them to my cart. And it says on there, one of them says, one of them might be the demo that's out on the floor. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. And they didn't have a discount on the demo. They just, maybe if I asked, they might have given it to me. I don't know. But then I had this one was sitting right next to it, you know, and I'm like, 36, 41, 77 inches. So now when you start looking at 77 inches of toolbox versus 72 inches of toolbox, and you go price per inch, now something to consider, volume. When you're doing some calculations, and this is getting over analytical, and I appreciate it if you hung out this long, that's awesome. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Depth. Some of these toolboxes are only 22 inches deep. This one's 20, these are 24. So there's 2 more inches this way. This has got length and girth. So, and there's more. There's more. By doing it this way, I have 2. This one comes with its own power strip. It also has a power drawer that has a, it's in here somewhere. One of these drawers has a little doodaddy. But, my eye's itching. This one does not have a power drawer. This just has power strips up top. I was wrong. So I've got double the power strips up here that I would normally have. So I got, these have a USB and a Type C, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plugs. Holy smokes. So this comes in handy for plugging in my camera and battery charging equipment here. Now I have my battery chargers and stuff for my power tools, my, you know, cordless tools are over there. I don't keep any of my cordless tools in a box. They're on a shelf, ready to grab and go. That's its own station, so to speak. Now, this could easily house a lot of tools like that. So what else is there to tell you about these boxes? So think about when you're doing the calculation, get your phone out. You all have calculators on your phone. When you're pricing and going to different stores, go, okay, I got a 72 by 24. But first, just divide it by the length. Take the price, $2,000 for everything here. After 11% off, got it down to a lot less than that. You do the math, 10% would be 200 off, 11% would be 200. Yeah, you got it. That's they're smart. But this would just kind of do your loose math by, you go to the grocery store. You go to the grocery store and you go, oh, I want these Tide Pods. And then I look at these Tide Pods, and then they automatically do the math. If you look at the little thing, it does the math for you. It's like, it's something per ounce, and something per ounce. And this is a penny better deal than this one because of packaging. So I'll buy more to get a better deal on the price each. Price per inch. Measure your 36-inch toolbox and granted, I'm losing a little bit here. This thickness, 2 inches. So 77, make it a 75. But I got more drawers. I got more power strip. I got more. I can actually take and move this one to another part of the shop and leave this one here if I just so desired not to leave this one here. I got options that you wouldn't have with one big box. So do your calculations for the inches and see what it costs per inch and compare that. That's a way to calculate, are you getting your best bang for your buck? This one here has 19 gauge steel construction. This had a sticker on it that says this box is capable of handling 2,100 pounds. That's over a ton. US. And then this one here had a sticker on it that said 2,700 pounds. And that's over a ton as well. So 2,700 and 2,100 is 4,900 pounds worth of. Now, I don't have 4,900 pounds of stuff, but there's mechanics out there that do, because everything you're putting in these drawers when it comes to wrenches is steel, raw, solid steel, and it's going to have some weight to it. So, what else can I tell you about these that I haven't already told you? There again, they got a privacy drawer. There's a lock here. There's a lock here. There's a lock here. And this one has a lock here, and a lock here, and a lock here. So, I got two privacy drawers. Now, if you're in the mechanic world, like I used to be with that old red toolbox there, you were working in the shop and you moved from machine to machine with all your tools when you did your work. And if you wanted to not keep your wallet and your phone and other personal items on you because it could get damaged, that's where these little drawers here are handy, because all you'd have to do is carry a key on a lanyard or in your pocket, and you can put all your personal belongings in here like a small locker, as it were, and keep stuff in there protected. So, and these particular ones here, this is a regular key looking thing. And then you got a barrel key here, 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 here. It takes 6 keys to lock this thing up. That's okay. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was important to share that with you, that when you're shopping for a toolbox, you can get this in multiple colors too. They got blue, they got red, they got other colors. This one here, I almost wanted something that went ba-bam when I was in the shop and you could see this lime green toolbox. But then I'm not a very colorful, bright colors type of person. All right. What else is there to tell you? Another thing these have is provisions in the back corners to run your cords through and out through the back of the box. So when you plug these in, you run your cord out and whatnot. So now some of you might be going, well, why did you label all your drawers? You should know what you have in your toolbox. Well, I just rearranged everything. Everything's not where it was in my old boxes. I've been working on my old boxes, and my son will attest to this, that I will go, oh yeah, it's in here. I'm guessing my drawers have suffered 3 times the amount of wear and tear than they should have, just because I would go to the wrong drawer. Now, if I went to tell somebody where it was at, oh, it's 4th drawer down on the right. I could do that. I've had situations where I went to go get an oil filter wrench, and it wasn't there. My kids will tell you this too. And I'm like, where is my oil filter wrench? Who took it? It's lost. It's gone forever. Somebody left it in the yard somewhere. And lo and behold, somebody put it away in a drawer above or below where it's supposed to be. And if it wasn't where it was supposed to be, it's lost, gone forever. So anyway, and then the nice thing is if I do want to rearrange this type of tape I bought, or this type of label maker, these things will peel off and not leave residue. And if it does leave some residue, some alcohol takes it off really easily. But I like the green. It's bright. It pops. It doesn't. It's easy to. I was just this morning putting some more stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, where's my? And I took a quick look, and then I'm like, oh, I'll look before I open. How much can one guy talk about a toolbox? Now the other red toolbox is going to live on another life here. So is the brown one. The one red one is going to my son, of course, but the rest of it is staying here. I'm going to rearrange some more furniture in the shop. There again, optimize my space, optimize my storage, get rid of that little stainless thing that's been sitting there forever. I could also put an arbor press on top of the red toolbox if I wanted to and anchor that down so I could do some pressing of some stuff if need be. It's just, I've got options. I could put a vise on it. And it becomes a mobile vise, which isn't bad, but I like my vise that I currently have on my brake drum. I can roll that outside, roll it back inside, do some dirty stuff out there, and, you know, the whatnots and everythings. So, yeah, so I went with the Master Force, and I looked at the Lowe's and the Home Depots, and I shopped around. I did my due diligence I want to get the most bang for my buck. Will these toolboxes last me a long time? Yes. I don't abuse my stuff. I don't beat them up. They're going to sit here. These things will last 30, 40. People will inherit these. They're going to last a while. Okay? Or they'll be part of an estate auction someday. Who knows? But I'm happy with it because now I feel like I'm more organized. I wasn't so disorganized on the tools front, but things were piled on top of stuff, and things aren't piled anymore. So now when I open a drawer, I see everything. I don't have to dig underneath some of these deeper drawers and go, oh, there's the pry bar I was looking for, or there's this I was looking for. It's neater. Now, like I said, not all these are labeled yet because I ran out of label maker tape. Dang it. And I got to finish cleaning out those toolboxes, clean up those toolboxes. I got to start them off with a fresh life with just a clean. I'm not going to repaint them. No. Leave that patina on there. Wear and tear, a few dents, dings. It's part of it being a toolbox and being in my possession. All right, folks. I hope you guys found this informative and helpful. I thought it was worthwhile sharing this with you because of some of the revelations I had while I was looking and shopping. And then there's also these trays. I got some of these long ones. There's 3 left. Did I use all the other ones? I did. There's one there, one there, one there, a couple in the drawers. But you can buy these now. Advantages and disadvantages. These trays take up a lot of space because of the thicknesses, because it's plastic and injection molded. And the nice thing about these is they actually fit. I got some in here somewhere. Yeah, right here. They fit. These particular ones fit down and just clear the drawer. So I can fill them up to the top with stuff. And that's nice for just miscellaneous items that do have, you have a little pile of them or collection of them, say miscellaneous bolts, nuts that aren't in the bolt bin where they belong. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to take the boss out for a Sunday brunch. And we're going to come back. I did have to move this shelf over here because it was over this. It overhung the other hang-on toolbox. But I put it back over there. I moved my shop towels right there. I got me a Bluetooth speaker sitting right there. So, and I've got other flat spots to, pile stuff. We're going to keep getting better and better. Every little bit does. So it's fun to take a break. I spent literally an entire 7 or 8 hours yesterday just putting these toolboxes together. That was very fast, as you saw in the time lapse. But just to figure out where I want it, because I had both toolboxes parked right here, and I'm pulling open this drawer, and I'm like, I want this here, and I want this here. Some stuff that used to be on the right toolbox is now on the left toolbox. That's going to screw me up for the next decade before I get that sorted out in my brain. But, yeah, I'm pleased. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. It's much appreciated. Appreciate all the comments you leave. I try to respond to all the comments that we get. There's, promise you, more outdoor stuff coming soon enough. There has just been, the weather has turned nice, and then cold and windy, and then nice, then stormy, then muddy. Do you have those muddy days? Well, when I did all the dirt work I did around here, you have the muddy days, no question about it. But I'm getting real close to working on the 1955 Dodge. That's coming. And once I get started on that, we're going to focus a lot of energy on that. Update, I ordered a set of pistons, like I said, cylinders off eBay. They're not here yet. They're supposed to be here Friday. Now they're delayed. Probably not getting them until Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. It all depends on how fast they are in transit. USPS. Wonder where they could be. I don't know. Their tracking absolutely sucks. So, and then I had other things happen. I had a UPS. I have a sponsored videos coming on the other channel. They sent me stuff. They sent tracking numbers. I look at the tracking because it says delivered. I'm like, cool, go outside. I'm like, to where? They had a picture. I looked at the picture. I'm like, well, that's not my inside of my door, or what's inside my door. That's not my house. So they delivered it to the wrong address, and I don't even know if it was to one of my neighbors or not. If it was, it has my name on it. I would hope they'd bring it to me, or see that their address is, that I'm right near them. I don't know. And the most wonderful part about UPS is when you go to get a hold of somebody, you can't. When you do the live chat thing or the chat thing, that's not helpful. And it says the best source is to go to the person that sent it to you. They have all the information and they can file the claim. And I don't want to file a claim. It's been delivered into my town, probably near my street, and just at the wrong address. How are you going to fix that? Why don't the person that sent it? It's frustrating. So I had to send them back a thing to say, hey, they lost my package. It says delivered. This is not my house, blah, blah, blah. The bad part is I've got from the same company, I got two things coming in two packages. The second one is supposed to arrive Monday. And if the same UPS person did it, it could be dropped off at the same wrong house again. So help me, I will lose my mind if the picture shows this box sitting next to the other box in the same wrong freaking house. Ugh! But I digress. Hey folks, treat each other with kindness. And remember, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. Get your hour a day in. This weekend I've gotten a lot of hours, and there's more hours to come because I've got to start on another big secret that's going to be on the boat channel on the next video on its channel. Oh, and by the way, guys, I have two channels, Michael's Backyard Marina and Michael in the Backyard. If you like me for me and don't care what I'm doing, just want to watch me do stuff, watch both channels. Some people only want to watch boat stuff and they could care less about me buying a flipping toolbox. And I get that too. So be good to one another. And this is Michael saying, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. We'll see you on the next video. If I'm lucky. Be kind. Whew, this is cool. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked.